If there was one thing that would make you more successful, prevent depression, and allow you to maintain healthy weight, would you do it? Would you be interested? I thought so. So let's dive in. Here's the deal. There is something so incredibly important about maintaining a routine for yourself that your cells can start to depend on and count on so that they're not constantly racing around trying to figure out what you need to do next. So, the idea of a ritual is so important in your life. To maintain a regular routine every day and every evening is a way to develop this. And here's what happens. In the science of neuroplasticity and the science of learning a new habit and the parts of the brain that are involved with you letting go of an old self and developing a new version of your perspective of self and of life, what happens is in the integration of all these pieces, we've found that repetition is key. Now, we know this in all the study of the nervous system and how the conscious and the subconscious work with each other to create new patterns, that repetition is key in 21 days, is very important, etc. But there's more to the picture that I really want to share with you than only that. Because there's a vibrational frequency that is playing a role in your choices, in your disposition, in your orientation in the world, in your sense of self, and your ability to maintain clarity and groundedness and consistency that has everything to do with who you perceive yourself to be. When we perceive ourselves to be only the personality, we begin to become very affected by our external environment and the things that happen. Something difficult happened at work yesterday, you went to bed upset about it, you wake up this morning a little scattered, a little dispersed, a little reactive. And the reason for that is that we don't have a grounded, integrated sense of self in place enough to maintain our identity as a stable, absolute, unwavering presence in the world, regardless of what happens at work or what happens at home or what happens on the phone with your parents or your children or whatever the circumstances may be. There is a vibrational frequency that we must become masterful at managing that will allow all those other reactions that we would have been having in life to absolutely not have any kind of lasting effect for us. They don't become our focus, they don't take over our identity, and we remain capable of continuing to roll out in this life, choosing the life that we would love to have, generating the life that we would love to have, manifesting the love that we would like to have as well. So what we have to do is maintain some consistency, yes, but we have to do it in a vibrational frequency that is closer to the truth of who we are. And here's what I mean. Someone can go into a disciplined practice of doing the same regime every day, going to the gym, making sure they work out, making sure they eat certain foods, making sure that they get up at a certain time and do all these things that have been reported to contribute to the success and the vitality of our health and the outcomes in life that we choose to have. And if they do those things from a place of only ever discipline, what doesn't happen is their vibrational frequency of their system doesn't necessarily rise and elevate and expand as one might think it should or could, given certain practices like that. In other words, if you do it in love and you do it with joy and you do it because of an inspired action, it's going to have a much different effect on your systems that run your body than if you're just doing it because you read in a book or you heard in a broadcast of some sort, or you've been in conversation or you've read an article about the fact that if you do these things, you will become more successful at X, Y, and Z. It's true, you will, but will it be sustainable? And will it truly have the outcome that you're looking for? That's what I'm hoping to enhance for you in this conversation. Everything is energy. And that's something that we talk about a little bit on the cutting edge of science and in integrative conversations and innovative conversations such as this. But what often gets dropped along the way is that is the application of that. What does it mean to be living in a world, in a reality where everything is energy, including you? You are energy. And the vibrational frequency of your energetic system, which is your whole system, the vibrational frequency of that system will ultimately determine the success of any endeavor you undertake. In other words, if you're doing it begrudgingly, it's not going to stick, it's not going to last, it's not going to land for you. If you're doing it from an inspired disposition that is deep inside of your heart of hearts, it's going to raise your vibrational frequency, and the new neuro pathways that you're establishing by those new activities of establishing a morning routine of exercise or meditation, etc., they will stick if your vibrational frequency raises. If your vibrational frequency raises and you're doing those activities, the new neuro pathways that you are establishing will be in a more profoundly anchored way as a creator instead of a reactor. And that's your destiny, is to be that. So yes, we need to develop a routine right out of the starting gates in the morning because it allows us to remember this kind of a conversation, but it needs to be inspired. So I highly recommend that you take a few moments as you're just waking up and before your thinking mind even has an opportunity to kick in, take a breath of scan up and down through your body and see if there's any place that's tense or that is not active and awake in as much as the other areas of your body, and spend a little extra time, a few breaths of loving presence in that area of your system. For reasons that I discuss in great detail inside the Energy Codes coursework that I teach, I can tell you that it's related to different aspects of your wholeness, different aspects of your own consciousness that are either awake or asleep, and your body is reflecting that to the mind. It's a constant and continual reflection that's happening for you, which could give you access to a very deep well of wisdom, a deep source of wisdom, if you will, that would have you living a life inspired. And so before your feet even hit the floor in the morning, allow yourself to be collected and connected and breathing a breath of loving presence through this entire system in an unwavering fashion, so that when your feet hit the floor in the morning, you come to clear that I am more than meets the eye out here. I am what meets my inner eye in here. And as I stay focused up on that, I maintain some consistent reference of a world deep within that is destined to be revealing itself as we go through life. So perhaps you have a meditation practice, perhaps you have a yoga practice, perhaps you go to the gym, maybe you go for a run outside your front door. Any of that done with an inspired disposition of connecting with nature, to rise up as the morning is rising up and the energies of our entire reality are opening and uplifting and starting to shine. If we allow our actions and our activities to be fully present and fully inspired in that we are looking to reveal our greatness, our own magnificence, then the vibrational frequency that is being set in place as we're setting our bodies in motion or setting our mind and body into receptivity in meditation, we're setting ourselves up for success vibrationally. And this is what we want to do. We have to do this. We have to approach life from a perspective of, hey, this is my gig. It's my gig. I'm going to generate the sensation inside my system that I choose to experience. If I do that consistently enough, my exterior world begins to reflect the same. It reveals back to me and reflects back to me what I've been feeling. So going through the motions of a routine aren't enough. We have to establish a routine for us that allows ourselves to memorize the truth of who we are and what's important, that it becomes our new default mechanism. When the going gets tough, we automatically return to or default to this organized, grounded, integrated, and most importantly, inspired individual that we know ourselves to be. We know ourselves to be it because we've established a routine. Every morning, every evening, establish some routines. I'm releasing a book in spring of 2019, next year, in the light of many, many practices along these ways. I'll be delivering it out with Simon & Schuster in a book launch that I'll be sure and keep you posted in, because it's a user manual on exactly what we're talking about and how you can utilize the benefits of energy medicine and quantum science to the point that it changes who you perceive yourself to be and the way that you can anchor those energies in your own life in a consistent fashion. So the thing that will allow you to be more successful and to prevent depression and to allow you to maintain your own weight ideally has to do with you anchoring in the deep truth of who you are and establishing some routines that are not just mechanistic, not just mechanically going through the motions, but reflecting the vibration of inspiration that you would love to infuse in your body and in your life. So make sure that the way that you do it is more of a devotion than just a discipline. It will change everything. The one thing that will change all things in your life. Blessings. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us at drsuemorter.com and sign up for the free membership and a free meditation. Thank you, and I look forward to connecting soon.